Okay, time for a video. So, as always, fair use disclaimer. I'll pop that up first because I'm not sure where these case notes originate from. Actually, let's have a look at them. So, we've got this here and we've got this here. So, this was posted in my Telegram group, Prepare OET. So we have a letter to have a look at. So let's have a peep at this first then. So as always, you go to the task, right? So a letter of a referral. Now, a letter of a, right. As I keep saying, be careful where you get your case notes from. I mean, this is grammatically unsound. And these are supposed to be the case notes you're supposed to actually be using. So write a letter of a referral to Mrs. Gloves to arrange for a visit. Okay. So what do we have to do? We've got to write to Mrs. Gloves, a district nurse. We want some home visits. I imagine it doesn't actually say home visits, just simply says a visits. So I'm not sure how useful that is going to be. Okay, so home visits, presumably. Let's have a look. Now, another thing that makes me think this is something, right? You are a GP, and Ms Maria Sorocco has been following with you. So we've got what? Present perfect continuous has been following with you. What does that mean? What? So has been treated by you, or is your current patient, or whatever? But that doesn't make sense. Anyway, so we've got the name here. So she's how old is she now? 82. Oh, bloody hell. Okay. Widow, lives with a daughter. Surgery, skin cancer, 3 lesions. Right, so let's have a look. So she had some surgery on her leg, treated with a skin graft, and we've got venous ulcer. So 4 years later, recurrence. A week later, healing. Okay, mild swelling, redness. And then another 11 days later, starting to get worse, increased redness, ulcer. The daughter's not sure how to reapply the dressing. Okay, so you see what the situation is, more or less. Now, let's have a look. Make sure I put some changes on here. Right, okay. Now, first thing, it's a little bit short, because if you look at it, 176, because that's what they count, the main body of the letter, because that is standard, that's not counted, and that's a standard ending. Though, so that's what they count. Now, refer. Now, I keep saying this, if you read OET Ultimate Writing Guide, it keeps on saying this. It says you need to personalize, right? So you don't have to say refer. There's other verbs that you can use. So you could use arrange. I'm writing to request your arrangement of regular visits to Ms Sorocco. So I usually put her age there, right? So you've got the DOB there. So you usually put the age, age, was it? What did I say? I'm a bit crap at maths, but I suppose it's 82. It's 82. Something for the current legal, also for arrangement of regular visits, so home visits, presumably. What do you want me to actually do in these visits? Presumably something to do with her leg. So you could say I'm writing to request regular home visit. Yeah. So actually, I would probably do it like this. I'm writing to request. Regular home visits for Ms Sorocco, age 82, has been suffering from a recurrent leg ulcer, and who requires dressing assistance. I don't know, assistance with dressing, or I'll just put that for now. Okay, so that's what you could put. Okay, right, to request bring home visits Ms Sorocco, age 82, suffering from recurrent leg ulcer, and who requires dressing assistance. Now that's better as a purpose. Okay, now you can put history, paragraph 2, right? But what, it's like a regular patient of mine. Okay, she lives with a daughter. Okay, having this venous ulcer since 2015. So we've got 3 short sentences there. Now the daughter part, I would probably mention that here. So connecting like information, right? So, however, as she lives with her, however, her daughter with whom she lives was unaware, or is unaware, or something, right? She could put that at the end. You don't need to put it, because I keep saying about importance of information. Right? I keep getting people sending me letters in the group, and they keep putting the least important stuff. So, right, it's meant to be in your paragraph, most important information, sentence 1, second most important information, sentence 2, and so on. Okay? So, with that in mind, has been a regular patient of mine. Is she still a regular patient? But if you're using present perfect, has been a regular patient of mine, you usually tell us when, since when. And is that the first thing you want to tell me? Well, I would have thought the ulcer is the most important information in this paragraph. Yeah? Has been suffering from a recurrent leg ulcer. So that's what I, the reader, want to know about. All right. So let's see if we can make this and we've got what, present perfect continuous, has been having. So she has had this venous ulcer, but is it because it says in the case notes 2015, I think, she had it. She had this venous ulcer, and then presumably it was healed, and then 4 years later, apparently, it recurs. Again, this is why I keep saying use proper OET.com case notes, because they make sense. Okay, so presumably it was treated in 2015, and then it, for some reason, recurred 4 years afterwards. Okay, anyway, so Ms Sorocco, right, so we need to put something, Ms Sorocco underwent a skin graft in 2015, which resulted in a venous venous ulcer. Anyway, something such as that on the skin 2015, because I don't actually know this, right? I don't know this information. So this is the, you know, I keep saying, right, so audience and purpose, okay. So we've got the purpose now, that's good. But now, audience, we need content. So this venous ulcer, okay, where's it come from? Did it just appear as if by magic? No, she underwent skin graft, which resulted in a venous ulcer. So something like it was, I don't know, which resulted in a venous ulcer. Which responded to treatment at that time, something similar. Okay, so I'd put that. Okay, that's explaining things a little bit more. Okay, so I'm just going to change something. It's also responded to treatment at that time. What else? Anything else we need to put here? So 4 years later, so we've got recurrent, so we've got treated with analgesia. Again, this doesn't tell us if a patient came to see you or if this is just a series of events that occurred and she's telling you this afterwards. Presumably, she must have come to see you. Or did you go to see her? This is why I keep saying, and this, you know, it's a little bit boring, but I'm going to mention it again for the 4th or 5th time in this video. Get proper case notes. Don't get random crap on the internet because it's pretty useless. Anyway, I will try not to mention that again. Okay, so purpose, regular home visits, dressing assistance. Okay, Mrs. Sorocco responded to treatment at that time. So it's the had recurred. Subsequent visits marked swelling was ulcer. Anyhow? You mean despite this, he was able to do or carry out regular activities. So now something else that I keep saying, which I, you know, nearly every video it seems about the importance of timing, dates and reference. All right, you've got 4 visits. I think, is it 1, 2, 3, 4? You've got 4 visits. You don't have to mention all. You don't have to say first visit, second visit, you know. But the first visit, you have to tell me when the ulcer recurred. Okay, so that's had recurred. Subsequent visits, mild swelling and redness around the ulcer was present. Okay. Despite this, okay. So this must be today, yeah, 15th of the 6th, because it's usually the final visit. It says take it as today's date. So as about this, she was out to regular activities. Today's released with associated purulent discharge. Associated purulent discharge. So swelling and redness in the ulcer has increased with associated purulent discharged. She has been commenced. Well, present perfect. Well, it happened today. Yeah, so she was commenced because it happened today, earlier in the day. Today, the swelling redness in the ulcer has increased with associated discharge. So subsequently, as in following afterwards, she has been commenced or She was commenced, I don't know, should I put was? So subsequently, she was commenced because it happened earlier in the day, antibiotics, and a dressing was applied. Now, however, her daughter was unaware about how to reapply. So, right, this piece here, we need to put this in the brief statement of purpose as to why do we need this. Why are you making this request? So, recurred subsequent visits, despite this, activities, increased rate for discharge, there was antibiotics, and the dressing was applied. Now, in view of the above, okay, so now we need to bring in the daughter. So she lives with her daughter, and she's unable, I think, does it say? Daughter's not sure how to reapply the dressing. What does it say exactly? Second week, arrange for wound swab, ultrasound. Okay. So, does it mention that? It's as well as a right leg. Okay, so I put something like Ms Sorocco's. Right. That's Ms Sorocco with her daughter as her carer or something, right? As Ms Sorocco is with her daughter as her carer. So how can I phrase this? I need a better phrasing. Again, I'm typing this out now, and this is as much as you would do it in the exam. You've got to think on your feet. I'm not showing you a perfect one here that I'm writing and changing, and this is what I would do in the actual exam. So as Ms Sorocco was with her daughter as her carer. Okay, or maybe I could say this was her daughter who is unsure how to apply dressings. Okay, how to apply dressings. A regular visit by a district nurse. A district nurse is required or would be beneficial. You could say that. Okay. Or you could put like, please note, as Miss Sorocco lives with her daughter, wasn't sure how to apply dressings, a regular visit by a district nurse would be beneficial. So we've got the daughter part here now at the bottom. Now you could put, in view of the above, you could put that there. Okay, so we could knock that down a bit. In view of the above. Okay. I'd appreciate if you could arrange with David the first week or twice a week for next week. You mean subsequently? Additionally, please send a swab of a wound, a reachable sound of the right leg. We will be doing after 2 weeks. Okay, right now. So you can see how I've, moved things around a little bit and added a few bits and pieces to explain. As I said many times before, what you're doing, essentially, you are telling a story, you're constructing a narrative, right? So it's got to make sense, it's got to flow, it's got to have a logic. Okay, so if you think about it, this letter will be the only document in front of me. So I have to have it, as I say, it's got to be a logically well-constructed narrative that tells me a story. Okay, that's what you've got to do. Now, the best letters, again, as I've said, with some exaggeration a billion times, it's got to make sense. When you read it, you shouldn't have to be asking any questions. If you've got to ask a question, who, what, where, why, how, then it's not really worked. Okay, so let's accept these changes, and let's see what it looks like now. Accept all. Okay then. So, what's the word count now? Let's have a look. I hope it's not shorter. Oh, 181. Okay. So writing to request regular home visits to Ms Sorocco, 82, something and requires dressing assistance. Ms Sorocco, I'm just going to say, I could put regarding her medical history. So that will give me, I think that might give me an extra 4 words if I really wanted to, but I think that's okay. So, my skin reaction today, so which one's treatment at a time. So, the first Ms Sorocco had recurred, so those were the activities today, and was applied. Sorocco, right. Okay, so I hope that's a little bit better now. Okay, I hope you can see how that works out. So, anyway, I'll leave that for today. I've got other things to be getting on with, so I hope that helps. If you're watching on YouTube, links below. If you want to contact me, if you want to listen to my podcast, or get in touch if you want lessons or etc. Links below. If you're watching this on Telegram, you already know how to get in touch. So, hope that helps. See you next time.